state of matter?
Yes, ma'am.
So 3 states of a matter, main 3 states, that is solid, liquid, and gas. These solid, liquid, gases, particles will the states can be changed from one form to other, that is solids get converted into liquid. So how the solid get converted into liquid?
By
Akshay?
melting.
Akshat, can you tell what happens inside the solid substance so that it gets converted into liquid? Akshat, are you there? Akshat, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What happens inside the particles that the solid state gets converted into liquid state?
Ma'am, they move from each other.
How? How they move? Why they move? Tanishka, can you tell?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, for converting a solid into liquid, energy has to be supplied to the solid, and then this energy is stored in the solid as kinetic energy, and then this increases the space between the particles, and so the force of attraction also decreases, and the particles start to vibrate, and they become liquid.
Okay. So supplied heat energy, when we need to heat the solid, then only it gets converted into liquid state. When we heat solid, the heat energy provided, it's get converted into, so it is transferred to the particles. It works as it is stored in the object as a kinetic energy. Due to kinetic energy, particles starts vibrating with larger speed, due to which they overcome the force of attraction and move away from each other, right? So this is how, when the particles move away, space between them is created, more space is created between them, and this is what the liquid state is created, right? So this way the solid state gets converted into liquid, and this process is called as, what is this process called as?
Melting.
Melting, or another name I told,
Fusion.
Fusion.
that is called as fusion process, fusion or melting. And what is melting point or fusion point? Vignesh?
Ma'am, the temperature which an item will melt.
The temperature, a constant temperature at which the solid melts to form liquid is called as melting point or fusion point. Okay, and that is constant for all pure substances. For every substance, that melting point of their own is different, and that will remain constant for all pure substances. If you add impurity, then these temperatures vary. It won't be same. Just like in water, suppose ice melts at temperature
0 degree.
0 degrees
0
Celsius.
degree.
But you add salt in that, will it melt at 0 degree?
It may vary.
It will change. So at higher temperature also, it will remain in the solid state. So its melting point increases. Okay. So when we add impurity into water, then its melting point increases. So it will start melting at 10 degrees Celsius as well sometimes. Okay, so higher temperature also, it will remain in the solid state. And this technique, we use it for keeping ice cream frozen or frozen substances. So there we use, in ice, we add salt to freeze it at a higher temperature. Okay. So next is now liquid to gaseous conversion. What happens when we heat a liquid?
Vaporization.
To convert liquid into gas, we need to heat it. That means we need to increase its temperature. So what will happen when we heat the liquid? Devratna, can you tell? Wait, Sanjay. Devratna, can you tell what is happening? Particular
Yes,
level?
ma'am. So when liquid is heated, the heat energy makes the particle move faster. So the boiling point, at the boiling point, the particles of liquid have sufficient and kinetic energy, and they overcome the forces of attraction and they separate into individual particles.
Yes, it gets separated into individual particles. The same happens as we see the condition change from solid to liquid. The same thing happen from liquid to gaseous state. So when we heat liquid particles, particles absorb heat energy and convert them into kinetic energy. Due to increased kinetic energy of the particles starts vibrating with a larger force, larger energy, and due to which they overcome the force of attraction between them. So force of attraction between them is reduced and the particles move away from each other, more away from each other. So this is what the gaseous state is created by this way. It's clear? Then coming back, revert back change from gaseous to liquid. How the change takes place, what happens inside? Hemish, can you tell? One second, Sanjit, I will ask one by one, everyone. Hemish, can you tell what happens when, how the gaseous state substance get converted into liquid state?
Ma'am, it gets converted when we put the substance in the heat, we give it some heat, so the molecules start like getting together. So it forms into solid state. Like
After heating, the gas get converted into liquid?
some like the molecules come close to each other, so the state starts becoming more like thicker.
By heating that happens? When you keep heating the steam, will it get converted back to liquid? When the steam is formed, now if we keep heating the steam, is it possible that steam gets converted into liquid state? If that happens?
Ma'am, that may not happen because heating, that is directly proportional to the kinetic energy.
Ajinkya, I'm asking one by one to every students. Please don't interrupt in between. I was asked one question to Hamish. Please answer them. Answer him only. Yeah, Hamish, have you seen any time that is you keep on heating the steam, it will convert back to liquid?
No, ma'am.
So what has to be done?
Ma'am, it has to be in cool down.
So cooling down. So that means we need to cool down the substance, not heating the gas, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we need to cool down. So cooling, that means what has to be done? Mithun, can you tell what happens when we cool this gas? What is the change takes place? Mithun,
can you say again?
So what happens when we cool the gas?
Ma'am, it condenses and turn back into liquid.
Particular level, what happens? At particular level that we know, we have learned in 7th already, everything 6th and 7th you already have learned in physics, chemistry. Whenever we cool down, that is called condensation, the particles revert back to liquid state. But exactly what happens inside, in particular level, how this change taken place, that is you are learning in class 9th. Yes, Mithun, any idea? Just now what you have done, where what we have seen just now in liquid to gas, revert back the change from gas to liquid. Arjun?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Tell what are the changes takes place?
And
in
the force of
particular level?
attraction of the particles increases and then it turns into a liquid.
How the force will change?
And because there's less like vibration and kinetic energy.
How? What happens? How they lose kinetic energy? They have more kinetic energy.
And because of cooling.
Cooling. Yes, right. When we decrease the temperature, that means we cool down. We keep in the refrigerator, anything. So at that time, cooling, that means what happened? Outside surrounding has lesser temperature, and the substance, that is a gaseous state substance, has more temperature, more amount of heat, and more temperature, that means it has more amount of heat energy. So heat energy will travel from higher temperature to lower temperature, or lower to higher temperature. Yes, anyone? Heat energy, it moves from which body to which body? Higher temperature body to lower temperature, or lower to higher?
Higher to lower.
Higher to higher. Higher to lower.
Higher temperature has more heat energy, and lesser temperature object has lesser heat energy. So heat energy will travel from higher temperature to lower temperature. So gas has more heat energy, and the surrounding area has lesser heat energy. So this way, the gaseous particle lose heat energy. It's clear? So when the heat energy is lost, which the kinetic energy of the particles decreases, and as the kinetic energy decreases, they will come back to their original speed of vibration decreases, due to which the force of attraction between the particle will increase, and it will bind the particles closer. So when these particles are vibrating with very larger force, now they lost energy. So due to loss of energy, what happens? They start coming closer because force of attraction which binds them increases. And due to which particles come closer, and by closeness, the compactness is increased between the gaseous particle, and it gets converted into liquid state. Clear? And what happens when liquid to solid change? How we can convert liquid into solid? Tejaswini?
Ma'am, can you repeat?
How can we change a liquid into solid state?
Ma'am, by more cooling.
By more cooling. So what happens by cooling? Inside that particular level, what happens?
Ma'am, whatever the energy is left over, it still gets removed by the particles.
And then due to which their own energy decreases. So though they will be binded with more force between the particles. So particles come close and gets converted into solid state. Everyone clear what is happening at particular level? Anurag, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Surya, Pathikrit, Akshat, now clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Mona, Milin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now I was discussing about latent heat of fusion. In this conversion, you have seen conversion from solid to liquid is called fusion. Liquid to gas is called as liquid to gas. We call it as vaporization or boiling process, right? Vaporization or boiling, we call it as. And then this one, what do you call, gas to liquid?
Liquefaction.
Liquefaction or condensation.
Condensation.
Okay. And then liquid to solid?
Solidification.
Solidification or
Freezing.
freezing or solidification. Now all these takes place at a particular temperature. That is called as solid to liquid or liquid to solid. Conversion takes place at exactly constant temperature, that we call as melting point or freezing point. And the freezing point and melting point for a substance is exactly same. Same thing happened from liquid to gas. The conversion takes place at constant temperature, that is called as boiling point. And at the same temperature, which is also called as condensation point, the gaseous substance convert back to liquid state. Right? Clear? Now, in between this, you have to learn the latent heat curve or latent heat first. Now, what do you mean by latent heat? Latent heat. for that, we need to do an experiment. So what is that experiment? We have to take crushed ice, approximately whose temperature is near about -10 degrees Celsius. So that one we have to take. And then that has to be heated by keeping a thermometer inside that. So we have to keep checking the thermometer reading continuously. So this is the experimental setup. We have to take a beaker. In that, we have to use the crushed ice that is kept on the stand. It has to be heated with the help of spirit lamp. Inside that, we have to dip a thermometer. So thermometer should touch the ice. The thermometer bulb should touch the ice. And time, every equal duration of a time, we have to read the thermometer reading. So what we can see in this one. So first, suppose the temperature, initial temperature was -10 degrees Celsius. It is ice we have taken, ice made from distilled water that has been taken. So when we heat that crushed ice, the temperature, suppose it was at -10 degrees Celsius, it keep on increasing. So -10 degrees Celsius will become slowly increases, and it will become -9, -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and then 0. So it will remain at 0 degrees Celsius. Now initially it was at -10 degrees Celsius. So temperature, this is time duration. If we draw the graph, this is time and this is temperature. So initially the temperature was -10 degrees Celsius, approx we have taken. This is 0 value. Okay. Now as we heat, the -10 degrees Celsius keep on increasing. As the time duration increases, the supplied heat energy increases the temperature. When the temperature reaches 0 degrees Celsius, at that time, we see that for time is going up, it's moving up, but there is no change in the temperature. So time is going up, but there is no change in the temperature. It will remain 0 degrees Celsius, right? At that time, if you see the ice, you see that the ice started melting. That means it is getting converted into liquid state. When the full ice, whatever the amount of ice you have taken, fully get converted into liquid state, after that only the temperature keep on increasing. It will keep on increasing steadily. As you supply heat energy, it will keep on increasing till 100 degrees Celsius. So this is 100 degrees Celsius. So temperature goes on increasing, reaches 100 degrees Celsius. Again at 100 degrees Celsius, if we see we are supplying heat energy, the heat is already, the spirit lamp is already burning, but still for some duration, you won't see any change in the temperature. So the temperature remain constant, that is at 100 degrees Celsius for few duration. And then at that time, you will see the liquid is getting converted into gaseous state. Liquid is changing to gaseous state at this temperature. And at this time duration, the solid is melting. Solid is getting converted into liquid state. Now, why the temperature remain constant? We are supplying heat energy, but still temperature is not changing. Why this is happening? So that is somewhat I've explained last class also. Whenever we heat any substance, the heat energy, particles absorb heat energy. So the that measurement of that amount of heat energy present in the particle will be seen on the thermometer scale. So when we dip a thermometer, the thermometer reading will tell us about the heat energy present in the body. So heat energy actually gets converted into kinetic energy, and that amount of kinetic energy we can check it with the help of thermometer. So thermometer reading will tell us about the amount of kinetic energy present in that body object, right? So whenever we are supplying heat energy, that heat energies get converted into kinetic energy, and due to increased kinetic energy, the thermometer reading was keep on increasing. So -10 to 0, the provided heat energy is getting converted into kinetic energy. So increase in kinetic energy, thermometer reading was increasing. But what happens from point A to B, the curve A to B, what happened? The temperature is not increasing. That means kinetic energy is not increased. Are you able to understand kinetic energy and the temperature reading?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now when we are supplying heat energy, thermometer will increase. From point A to B, the duration when the graph reaches from A to B, that time we are supplying heat energy, but the temperature is not increasing. Now where that heat energy gone then? So that energy remains hidden. Yes, it is used by.
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's used.
Ma'am, it is used by the particles.
To be melted.
is used by particles for what purpose it is used?
Ma'am, to overcome the force of
attraction.
attraction.
Yes. So supplied heat energy actually is not used to increase the kinetic energy. That time it starts, it used up to fight with the force of attraction. So it has to, particles has to increase their own energy to overcome the force of attraction. So therefore, at that time, the temperature, this one, the solid state, physical state was changing. So there is a change in physical state is happening because supplied heat energy is used up to overcome the force of attraction and moving away from each other. The particle starts moving away from each other. So therefore, the supplied heat energy will not be seen on the thermometer scale because it is not used up to increase kinetic energy. The supplied heat energy is used to fight against force of attraction. That means overcoming the force of attraction. So therefore, there is no change in the kinetic energy and therefore there is no change in the thermometer reading. So how much amount of heat energy the particle absorb for change in state is called as latent heat. Latent word is meaning is hidden. So heat energy which remain hidden inside the particles. So which is not seen on the temperature scale. So that is called the latent heat. So proper definition of a latent heat is amount of heat energy required for 1 kg of solid. So exact equal amount of a value, because that value, latent heat, is measurable quantity. We have to measure it for unit value. So amount of heat energy required by any 1 kg of a solid to convert to liquid state, but at its melting point. When this happens? When the melting point is reached. And at that time, pressure should be constant. So these two words are very important. That is at its melting point and at constant atmospheric pressure.
Ma'am, can you repeat the definition?
Yes, I will repeat it. Again, keep on repeating. Remember, from this chapter, these two definitions are very important definitions. So latent heat of fusion is amount of, Sanjit, can you mute your mic? Amount of heat energy required by 1 kg of solid to convert into liquid state at its melting point and at constant atmospheric pressure. So when the outside pressure remain constant and exactly at melting point, the solid melts. So when it happens, when the solid is in the pure state. So whatever the amount of heat energy is supplied, that is called latent heat of fusion. Clear?
Ma'am, can I repeat the definition?
Amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid state at its melting point and at constant atmospheric pressure.
Ma'am, so what happens after they overcome the force of attraction?
The particles, force of
Convert.
attraction between them is reduced, so they will move away. And then that's why when they move away, that is what the solid liquid state. They are converted into liquid state.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, if we keep on heating the steam, will the steam get converted into gas? Because the intermolecular a force of attraction keeps
What
on
is the
increasing.
difference between steam and gas?
Less intermolecular force of attraction.
Steam and gas, is that the difference? What is the difference between steam and gas? You're using those separately.
Interparticle spaces are very large and interparticle forces are quite weak in gases. The
Can't hear you
particles,
properly. Yes?
interparticle spaces are very large and interparticle forces are quite weak in gases. The particles of one gas can rapidly move in and into the empty spaces of the other gas.
Why you are reading, first understand and then ask me the doubt properly. You are reading. And I told you the proper difference between the vapor and gas. Easy to understand. First day only I told that difference between vapor and the gas. You were there?
Not there in the first class.
So vapor and gas I've already properly explained. No, not first class. It is the second class I've explained. After the matter, this one, properties of matter. So try to understand in easier way. Is Pathikrit, can you tell the difference between the gas and vapor? Pathikrit?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the difference between gas and vapor?
Vapor are water particles floating in the air.
You were there in the class, right?
Yes.
I have explained in the class itself.
Can I say?
Can I say? Surya?
Ma'am, like when a liquid forms into a gas, that particular gas is called vapor.
Okay, and what is gas then?
Ma'am, like that gas on the normal atmospheric pressure.
So normal atmospheric pressure at room temperature, whatever the substance in gaseous state, those we call as gases. And the vapors are those, the liquid, the room temperature, the substance is in solid or liquid state. When at its boiling point, it gets converted into gaseous state. So those gaseous states are called vapor. Clear, Pathikrit? Ajinkya, is that clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have shown you this curve. You can see that is solid A to B. The substance is in which state? When the curve, you can see this curve reading is very important. So A, the substance is in solid state. As we increase the temperature, we provide the heat energy, its temperature keep on increasing. So it will remain in the solid state till it reaches its melting point. So when the solid melts, that is, its melting starts from point B to C. So at this time, the solid melts. And at C, the complete solid gets converted into liquid state. Then after supplying heat energy, the liquid at C starts absorbing heat energy and keep moving away from each other. When it reaches point D, the temperature reaches D. At that time, the liquid started converting into vapors. So D point, the substance is in liquid state, but again the temperature remain constant. So that time, in this duration of a time, after supplying heat energy, that supplied heat energy is used up to overcome the force of attraction. And at that time, the liquid is getting converted into vapors. So D2E changes from liquid to gaseous state. That is, vapors are formed. Now at point E, the complete liquid gets converted into vapors. If it is water we have taken, then it will form a steam. And after that, when you keep supplying heat energy, it gets converted. Its temperature keep on increasing. So from B to C and from D to E, temperature is maintained constant. That is called that heat energy. When the temperature is remain constant, at that time supplied heat energy is called as, here from B to C is called latent heat of fusion. And from D to E, the liquid is getting converted into gaseous state. So this process is called as, this heat energy supplied is called as latent heat of vaporization. Clear? Latent heat of vaporization is?
Ma'am, every substance has a melting point of its own, no?
Yeah, they have their own constant melting point. It will not be same. For they have their own melting points, different temperatures. Able to understand this graph now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So A to B, the substance is in solid state. At B, which state we see?
At B, it's at constant temperature.
State, physical state. What is the physical state at B?
Ma'am, solid.
It remains solid.
Solid.
After that, the temperature increases, this one time increases, the solid getting converted into liquid. So at C, what do you see?
Liquid.
It is complete liquid. In between B to C, what do you see?
Ma'am, it's like it's solid
It's
only.
melting takes place.
So what is the state of water you can see in the duration from B to C? Which state you see?
Solid. Solid.
No. What is the physical state of a matter from B to C position? Yes, can you tell?
Ma'am, it's slightly liquid.
Ma'am,
Slightly liquid
broken
means
solid.
it is both solid as well as liquid. Some part is solid state, some part is in liquid state. Because it is started converting into liquid. So slowly, the solid getting converted into liquid. All the liquid solid has not been converted. At C, we can see the complete liquid state. At B, we can see complete solid state. So in between B to C, there is a conversion is taking place. So in that conversion, we can see both. We can see solid also, and we can see the liquid also state. Right? Now from C to D, the substance is in which state?
Liquid.
It is liquid state. Then at D, it is?
Liquid solid.
D, exactly at D point.
Liquid gas.
Liquid. Only at D is only liquid. E, it is at E?
Gas.
Gas.
E is completely gas. Between D to E, it is?
Liquid and gas.
Liquid and vapor both. Okay. And after E, it is in gaseous state completely.
Yes.
It's complete gaseous state. It's clear? Now, you know, suppose ice has a melting point 0 degrees Celsius and boiling point 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the state of matter of water you see at 0 degrees Celsius? What is the state of matter of water at 0 degrees Celsius? Tanish, can you tell? Tanish?
Ma'am, it will be converted from solid to liquid.
No, I'm asking you simple question. What is the state of water seen at 0 degrees Celsius. So in which form the water will be seen at 0 degrees Celsius?
Solid.
Only solid? Sai Shankar?
Solid and partly solid, partly liquid.
Now here, see, this is minus 10 degrees Celsius. I have drawn the graph. Minus 10 degrees Celsius. It is 0 degrees Celsius here. What is the state at A, position A? What is the state of a matter when it is A? It is
solid. Ma'am, it's solid.
A is solid. And at B it is?
Liquid.
Liquid.
Liquid. What are the temperatures when A, B are present? What is the temperature at this position? It remains 0 degrees Celsius.
0 degrees.
So 0 degrees Celsius, you can see the position A, the water is at position A, and also the B part, right? So that means at 0 degrees Celsius, what we see?
When we see that the state of matter is solid liquid.
Solid and liquid both. At 0 degrees Celsius, the water will be in solid as well as in liquid state. At 25 degrees Celsius?
Ma'am, liquid.
At 25 degrees Celsius, it will be?
Liquid.
Only liquid. 25 degrees Celsius will lie between here anywhere, here at this position. So at this position, it will be in the liquid state. And at 100 degrees Celsius?
Liquid and gas.
Both liquid and gas.
gassy.
Both liquid and gas. Now clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now another question based on this. Now we have seen that is at 0 degrees Celsius, the solid or any substance, is it present in solid, means at its melting point, or in case of water only take it. The water at 0 degrees Celsius, we can see both ice also and liquid water also, right? But for cooling mixtures, that means the mixture which is used to keep anything frozen. So that is a frozen containers you have seen in marketplaces, supermarkets, where the ice cream is placed. Have you seen fridge? That is a smaller one. It is not the fridge which we use at home. There is a ice cream. Nowadays, if you go to the market, you have not gone for 2 years, so it's fine. But the ice cream boxes are kept in one of the containers. The big containers are there. Those freezers are there. So inside that, have you seen below that? What is there? Below those are near that ice box. Ice boxes are kept in ice. There the ice, crushed ice is placed in that freezer.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the use of those ice? So for that purpose, that mixture, that ice, which is actually the impure ice, it is along with the salt is present in that to maintain the temperature. Solid is, it will remain solid at higher temperature as well. So that is called cooling mixture. So keeping ice cream or any frozen items frozen, we use cooling mixtures. Now for that purpose, we use ice at 0 degrees Celsius, not the water at 0 degrees Celsius. Although ice here at position A, the ice is present, at position B, the water is present. But both of them have same temperature of 0 degrees Celsius, right? So, but in case of cooling mixture, for the purpose of cooling mixture, we prefer solid ice at 0 degrees Celsius. Water at 0 degrees Celsius, we don't use. Why? Why don't we use 0 degrees Celsius water? But we use 0 degrees Celsius ice. What is the reason? Both of them, the ice at 0 degrees Celsius and water at 0 degrees Celsius, both have same temperature. But we won't prefer water. We prefer ice. Reason?
Ma'am, because in 0 degrees Celsius, the state of matter is liquid and ice, so it can't like little part of the.
You didn't
matter is
understand my
liquid.
question. You didn't understand my question. We know that 0 degrees Celsius, initially the water is in ice state, and after some duration there is a 0 degrees Celsius temperature, but it is in liquid state. So it is ice 0 degrees Celsius, we can get it, and there is 0 degrees Celsius water also is available to us. So, but we prefer 0 degrees Celsius ice than 0 degrees Celsius water. Why?
It's an obvious reason from home.
Come again, Parth?
Nothing, ma'am.
Yeah. Do you know the answer?
And water heats faster than ice.
This is a 2-mark question. Give reason question. For cooling mixtures, 0 degrees Celsius ice is preferred over 0 degrees Celsius water.
Ma'am, 0 degrees Celsius ice at that point at that temperature, it can absorb more heat than water at the same temperature.
Parth, wait. You are from class 10. I'm asking question for class 9 students.
Yes, ma'am, but that was my rough guess.
Okay. I thought it was Pathikrit, so that's the reason I asked. Okay, fine. No issues. Yes, Anahat, can you tell? Okay, fine. Sai Shankar, do you have answer?
No, ma'am.
No. Other students, any one of you? Yes, Ajinkya, are you there? Gone. Mona, Ojaswini, any one of you have any answer?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Now see very carefully. We have seen the position A is ice at 0 degrees Celsius. The position B is water at 0 degrees Celsius. Temperature same, but tell me about the amount of heat energy. Amount of heat energy at A and what is the amount of heat energy at B? What's the difference between them?
The amount of heat energy at B is
There's more heat energy in B.
B, because heat energy is absorbed by particles, but it was not shown on the thermometer scale. Thermometer we can't see, but the particles have energy. Heat energy is present inside the particles. That is what we call as latent heat, right? So at point A, the particles start absorbing heat energy and that remain stored inside the particles, which is used up to overcome the force of attraction, to break the force of attraction, reduce the force of attraction. But the particle have that energy, they have not given out. It is that heat energy is present inside the particles. And that is why they get converted, the particles are moved away from each other and getting converted into liquid state. Right? So at position B, whatever the particles are present, although they are in liquid state, but they have latent heat of fusion in them. They have more amount of heat energy in them. So therefore, amount of heat energy in liquid particles at same temperature is more as compared to the amount of heat energy at point A in the solid state. So 0 degrees Celsius water has more amount of heat energy as compared to 0 degrees Celsius ice. And cooling mixture, we need lesser temperature, less amount of heat energy. So therefore, ice is preferred over water. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Mruganka, Surya, Pathikrit, Ashi,
Yes, ma'am.
Shatayu, the Dhruva. Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now the next question exactly similar. Now at 100 degrees Celsius, what are the states of matter? Water. This is 100 degrees Celsius. At this position, what is the state?
Liquid and gas.
Liquid. At C, it is liquid state. And at D, it is gaseous.
Yes.
So 100 degrees Celsius, liquid water is also available. And 100 degrees Celsius, steam is also available. The steam and water of 100 degrees Celsius is available in nature. We can form, we can get it. So now out of this, if we keep our hand over 100 degrees Celsius water or 100 degrees Celsius steam, in that case, the steam burns severely. The burning with steam will be more severe as compared to 100 degrees Celsius water. Can you tell the reason?
Ma'am, I can tell.
Yes, Anath.
So when steam comes on your hand, it absorbs the heat from your hand and condenses into water. No, sorry, ulta. The
condenses into water, right? Fine.
Yes, it condenses from the water, and the heat from it takes the cool from your hand and condenses, and when it condenses, it gives out its heat energy, which comes onto your hand, which gives burns, and it is more severe than water burns, because water burns when come onto your hand, they don't have to condense, they are already cold.
That is only case of any water and any steam. I'm asking here, both liquid water and steam are of same temperature, 100 degrees Celsius. Water is also at 100 degrees Celsius, that is prepared at 100 degrees, this at point C, and the steam, which is prepared at point D position, the temperature is same, 100 degrees Celsius. Both of them have the same temperature. In that case, the 100 degrees Celsius steam will cause more severe burns compared to 100 degrees Celsius water. Having same temperature. Yes, Ojaswini?
Ma'am, maybe because they have more heat energy as compared to the liquid at the same temperature.
Yes. From C to D, duration is increased. That time we are supplying heat energy. And that heat energy is present inside the particles as latent heat of vaporization. So 100, although both the physical states have same temperature, but still the gas steam has more amount of heat energy compared to water at same temperature. So therefore, steam, 100 degrees Celsius steam will cause more severe burn compared to same temperature water. It's clear? Anath, whatever answer you have told about steam and water. But here I'm asking question for same temperature. Water is also 100 degrees Celsius. Both of them have same temperature, but the amount of heat energy present in both of them are different.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so therefore the steam is causing more trouble than water.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Everyone
Yes,
clear,
ma'am.
is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this answer clear for both of them, for both these questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Pathikrit, Devratna?
Yes, ma'am.
Latent heat part, is it clear to you now? Because this chapter, new thing is only the latent heat, this part only. Others all you have learned. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubt anyone has in this part?
No, ma'am.
Latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization. Now here fusion definition you have written, the definition for vaporization is also same. Only thing, one difference. What will be the difference?
Ma'am, is it 1 liter of liquid into?
No, it will remain 1 kg. Yeah, that's right. Only liquid to gas, right? It will remain 1 kg. liquid into gas. And one more change.
At its boiling point.
Boiling point.
It is boiling point. And at constant atmospheric pressure. Okay, so like this, and then you can leave. We'll continue next class.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Bye and thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
ma'am.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.